my near-death experience part 2. Sorry it took me so long, but I'm sick, so I'm laying in bed. I figured this is a good time to tell the story. So shortly after that, I started to see, hear, sense, all those things, spirit. So as time went on, my abilities ramped up to the point where I would wake up in the middle of the night and see people standing at the end of my bed. Sometimes I would have dreams that seemed very real. When I became a teenager, one of my friends passed away, and I actually saw him visit my friend when I spent the night at her house. Just started seeing a lot of things. And my parents didn't really know what to think. They weren't like hyper religious or anything like that, but they weren't sure why I was having all these scary visions and things that were freaking me out, and seeing things and talking to things that weren't there. So of course, being good parents, they took me to multiple doctors. I had EKGs, I had CAT scans, I had psychological counseling, I might have even had psychiatric counseling, I can't remember. And eventually it sort of like supposedly wore off. And they tried to attribute it to an allergy I had to a over-the-counter cold medicine, which is ironic that I'm telling the story. I have a cold right now. But anyways, what really happened was I just stopped talking about it, and I stopped responding around my family, because I soon realized it wasn't normal. It wasn't what most people experienced. So I just started keeping it to myself. And then after a while, I convinced myself it wasn't really real. But honestly, throughout my life, I had so many experiences that were screaming that I was connected to the spirit world. So that's kind of what ended up happening. And then, I came out of the spiritual closet, so to speak, about 4 or 5 years ago when I started this. And at first my parents were kind of like, oh, what's she up to? One of those crazy ideas she has again. But I have shown my parents what I can do, and they know it's real. And I told them, don't feel bad, you didn't know any better, but at least now I get a little bit more respect, and I'm taking it a little bit more seriously. But honestly, it caused me a life of self-doubt, and that's what really sucked about the whole thing, is I never trusted myself. I always thought something was wrong with me, I was weird, that nobody would ever understand, that I was psychologically screwed up in some way. So if you're one of those people that is struggling with your spirituality, just know that you are not alone, and remember what I always say, know that you know.